Okay, so hey everybody, welcome to our team meeting today. Um, we have been doing our team meetings here for a while and have really enjoyed being able to see everybody. I don't know about you guys, how many people are kind of like tired of COVID now? Are we kind of tired of COVID? Yeah. And we want to see people. And so once a week, every week, we are doing our 8:15 Central time meeting where, we already have art, already set for 9 o'clock Central time. So this way we can get on early. We have more people getting started. So it's nice for us to be on, but it's also nice when we're getting more people in the team. The more people in the team, it's helping them stay connected, helping them staying close to the fire. And that's one of the most important things we can do is staying close to the fire and understanding how great this company is. And we've got an amazing, incredible company. We've got great products, we know that, but people don't understand how amazing this compensation plan. And to be honest, I don't always think that we in the US understand how crazy our compensation plan is really. I mean, we have a better compensation plan than any other country. And one of the main reasons for having it is because of this cash bonus we're getting every month when you're A team, when you're pro team, when you're top team, because of the customers. So we can go on and have a fun conversation once a week. This week, we're going to talk about how to maximize that income. So, we've heard Art talk about when we're telling about how to create income. And if you want to make an extra $300 to $400 a month, well, what do? You do three things. Don't change, be yourself. Number two, find some of the Zinzino products you like and start promoting them. Number three, have 25 products being shipped to your subscribe and save customers. It's that simple. And so many people out there need an extra $300 to $400. But again, 700, it's the same thing. Don't change, be yourself. Find some Zinzino products you like, learn to promote them, and have 50 products shipped to your subscribe and save customers. And one more time, if you want to have the $1,500 a month, that can be life-changing for some people. And you do the same thing. Don't change, be yourself, find some Zinzino products, and have 100 products being shipped to your subscribe and save customers. $1,500. That's incredible income. No other country has it. And if we choose to do that, we get that income. But how many people out there? If you had 15 people that also wanted to get that income, that means you would have an ambassador title. It's like, okay, this isn't bad. So we're going to talk today to two people that are top team. And I'm excited to hear from them, but you guys can also ask questions about what they're doing, how they're doing things too. So if you get a question, either put it down in the chat or just, on your button here, there's even like something that you can raise your hand on. So if you want to raise your hand, you can do that. Or you can unmute and say, can I ask a question? Or, I'm a teacher, so you can do this and I see it. Anyway, so we're going to start with Laura. And Laura why don't you just say a little bit about you, Laura? And, when you started the business and how many customers do you have now?
I started the business. I joined 2.5 years ago. I kind of really started about November. I mean, it kind of went on and off like I think so many of us do. I don't know how many customers I have right now. My back office says 175, but I just did do like a 6-month subscription, like all at once. I had to kind of finagle it for a customer that wanted just a 6-month supply. So I don't know how much of that is in there, but
okay,
it's over 160.
Okay, so I like what you say about going back and forth. Now, we're not going to just have interview type thing. I want Bibi to be on here too. So Laura, Bibi, and I want them to tell you guys about what they're doing. Bibi, why don't you say how long you've been in the business and your customers?
I've been in the business since 2012, and I think I'm about 108 customers so far.
Okay, so we've got these two customer machines here, and I know that Bibi's had more, and sometimes you lose them and things like that. So there's something about, I think people say you make a decision to do stuff. Laura, because you said, okay, I was going on and off. Is it like a decision? I don't know.
It is.
Okay.
It really, I mean, you just decide that you want something, and once you actually make that decision, it's a lot easier to attain.
Okay, so what is it like? Did you say, okay, I'm gonna have this?
I was bartending, so I had a job. Teenagers, when COVID hit, we decided not to, that I wasn't going to go back to work because we had a couple years left with the kids at home. I'm thinking hopefully only a couple years now. But
these are fun, Laura.
But anyway, and then we said we'd relook at it after a couple of years, and I'm thinking, well, it's been close to a year now, and I better do something or I'm going to have to go back to work full time, and I don't want to do that.
Okay, so it was a decision, but you kind of said, this is what I really want to do. I want to start creating income. And okay, Bibi, was it the same?
Yep.
Same for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think for most of us, it's always easier to get customers, right? And I had a hard time finding partners. So, but I thought, well, I'm just gonna go for customers then. I'm just gonna focus on that and just go for it. And it's funny. I made a graph of my customers. I mean, I had, and you can actually see it on the graph, where it just starts going up at that point where I decided, okay, I'm gonna do this.
Okay, so you made the decision, and then you could just see it going up. And Laura, because you were in for a while too, and your customer level, and there was something about it. Were you just going after customers?
No, I had a fair amount of partners too. I just don't think I had the self-development to keep them, or to, they kind of joined and went away. The partners did.
I mean, a lot of people have had that. So if you've had partners, they start, and sometimes, they start, and then maybe they're going to get going, and they don't get going. I think that's one of the things that everybody wants to have when their partners get going. We want to help them. But I think if we do focus on the customers like you guys did, and they start getting customers, if we help people get up to A team or pro team, they're going to make $300, $400, $700. That's going to keep people in the business. So it's a good thing to focus on customers, and maybe you get some partners out of it too. So Laura, you said, I'm going to focus on some customers.
I did. I'm gonna, yes. As people come along, I'm not looking for partners, but I'm not pushing partners. I'm going to take what's right for the people that I come across.
Okay, I like that. So you do talk to people. Okay, so instead of me asking questions for them, I'm gonna just put it on gallery view here so I can see everybody. Does anybody already have questions? I gotta go through pages here. Let's see. I don't see questions in the comment box, so. Okay. If we don't have questions, then I am going to be asking questions, because I think people are probably,
I got a question.
Okay. Go ahead.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay, here's a question. So when you've been around a few years, you run out of people that more or less, closer ones. So you're constantly talking to people you haven't seen for a while, or strangers. You don't have the ability to spend a lot of time building a relationship. So what avenue, or how are you talking about this to create that customer base from those type of people?
Okay, who wants?
I am working off of a lot of referrals. Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Laura.
I'm working off of a lot of referrals from people, and also just trying to be intentional about building relationships with people I just meet.
Okay, so go more in depth with that. So who are you getting the referrals from?
From people that I'm working with, from new customers. I am, asking, is there anyone else that that might be interested? And also, as you meet people and as you just have to strike up conversations and become intentional. I mean, yeah, we can't rush it, but as long as we're intentionally doing it, it happens a little bit faster, I think.
Bibi?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I do a lot of networking online, of course, right now. And people I meet, I try to have a conversation and get to know them a little bit. Talk about what they're passionate about, and then at some point, something with health comes up a lot of times, or if I ask them a lot about what they do, then they a lot of times will ask, so what do you do? And then you get an opening there. But like right now I'm down in Florida, and we stayed at an Airbnb. So I made a point of talking to the couple, and we're chatting, and then he started talking about he had some skin cancer, and we started talking about health. And then that was an easy way to say, well, I work with a Swedish company that does test-based nutrition. I'm happy to give you information if you want some, and so he's like very interested. But it can be people that you just meet like that, and you strike up a conversation and you build that trust. And I mean, for me, it's always in the back of my mind. Everybody I meet, I think, how can I make a connection and then somehow get to talk about Cinzino, because I know they need it and it's really important for them as well.
So I think,
so yeah, I agree with Laura. It's very much about being intentional because it's everybody around us that needs it, so yeah.
So I see
Absolutely.
Jeremy also wrote in the comments form, talk about them, because then people start talking about themselves, and you end up having, getting interested in them. So you're showing genuine interest in them.
Right.
And then talking about different things. But I also see Tricia wrote something about when you're asking for that, they don't give you any names. So how are you guys asking for referrals? What do you say specifically when you're asking for referrals?
I don't say anything necessarily in particular, but I think it's the sincerity and the urgency that comes across. I concentrate on them. I mean, I tell them flat out, I'm here, where company is trying to educate people on health, why our health is declining, and what there is that we can do about it. I don't even say anything about products right away. They ask me if I have products. I'm like, yes, I do. So what I'm doing is we're telling people about this, and those that are interested, I can help them get started.
So I kind of like that.
So I'm not,
because you're right. It's that sense of urgency when you're kind of saying, this is what I do. And so those who want it can get it.
Yep. And it's not being pushy. It's not being salesy. It's just being, oh, right. This is what we're doing. I'm looking for people that are interested in being proactive, preventative, or getting their bodies back to the way that God made them to function.
But are those people also like really interested in, they're already happy customers. So maybe that's one reason it is.
It's people, once you find some people that are interested in being preventative with their health and aren't dependent on the pharmaceutical companies, it seems to flow. And that's where I think the referrals help come from too. It's just a matter of, finding that group of people.
Yeah. Bibi?
Yeah, and I think also mentioning that, you can get it for free, so if you get 4 customers who order, or one person who order 4 products, that's 4 times as much as what you get, you can get it for free. And I say, I do all the work. I will talk to them and explain the products. And if they want it, I'll just sign them up under you. And some people, it's a struggle to afford it. So that's of course a win-win you get happy customers and they help you out.
Okay, so when you say that about that, maybe they have trouble affording it, is that because you guys are working on the health protocol, which is 3 products, and the premium health protocol kit, so that they're having all 4 products? Is that what you guys are focusing on? So it's not one product at a time? I see Laura nodding. Laura?
Absolutely. I tell them this is what everybody needs. Everybody needs the omega-3. Everybody needs the prebiotic fibers. Everyone needs to be able to feed, their bodies the nutrients that we can't get from our food anymore. The Viva is a bonus. And then I take away. I just, if that's not doable, then we can take away the vitamins, but I strongly, strongly, strongly encourage everyone to do the balanced product and the xenobiotic.
Okay, but you do start with the
I start with everything.
Premium kit, because that way you've got the Viva in there, and it is what's best for them, to be honest. So if we start with what we have is the best of the best, and then start saying, okay, well, if that's not an option, how about doing this or this? That's kind of how you're describing it.
Yep. And then I remember my dad always saying with business, if he saw somebody had a high bill for repairs and he knew they would be upset if it was a $300 bill, he'd go, it's going to be $700. They'd about have a heart attack. And then when he told them 3, they were happy with it. So when you're starting with $126+ and then you're dropping it back, the 78 doesn't seem as bad.
That's a huge tip. I don't know about the rest of you, but mark that one. That was a big tip. Bibi, do you do the same kind of thing?
Yeah, I tell them about the health protocol. And if people like to think about it, I want to research a little. I started using Urian's, I think it's like 5-minute long video about the health protocol. That's a great quick thing to use, and it kind of recaps it for them, so they hear it from him, of course, and just get the information one more time.
Okay, so for people that are unsure of if they want to hear something more, people who wanted more information about the health protocol, you send them Orion 5-minute one, and people can find that on zinzino.tv. So go to that one, and 5 minutes is great for Americans. You don't want to send a huge Dr. Paul video and be Dr. Paulish, right?
Right.
Keep it simple.
So yeah.
Okay, so let's hear, will this be available to view later? Yes, Christina, it will. I did record it. There were some people who wanted to know exactly what Laura and Bibi were talking about. And to be honest, think about this. So you guys already are creating that income, but when you hit that, you also got the $10,000 bonus. So every month you're getting that, it's being paid out $400 over 25 months. So it's getting closer to $2,000 every month. I mean, seriously, everybody on here, do you realize if you are going to get there, it's an exciting thing. That's a lot of income. And then it's a great way to build a team by teaching people how to do the same thing. So was the money also a motivation?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it's both, you know, like I think all of us have a passion to share the products, and we love doing that, you know, and we probably would do it even if we didn't get paid, but then to get paid, you know, it's, yeah, uh, for sure, you know, it's like a job that you love doing, you know. So
I like that. And you can feel
yeah.
that. But I like when you say, I would have probably done this anyway without getting paid. But you know, $2,000 a month, we'll take it. Laura,
Yeah.
was the money also a thing for you?
I always say the money's a bonus.
I like that.
I do, but it's a way to keep my husband at base, so I don't have to go back to work.
I like that. Okay. Okay. So questions. I'm sure, you know, I'm hoping everybody's not being shy and not wanting to ask questions. Come on, let's ask some questions. Okay, so everybody knows exactly how to get up to the 100 customers, and you know everything you need to do. And that means everybody's going to have their 100 customers this month.
I had a question, Carla.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Well, Art talked a lot about getting balance tests in everybody's hands. And obviously, the more tests you have, the more products you're going to move. Who's really successful at moving or having balance tests done to
Okay.
get product? Do they both of them on? Do they do quite a few balance tests too to move products, or?
We have one ready to go in
Yeah.
the mail right now.
Okay, so how often are you sending out or doing the tests first for people? And especially, do you know them? So are you saying to people, let's do your test and check it out? And then are you getting a lot of customers that way?
It's just people I'm talking to through these referrals and stuff, but I encourage it. I say it's a good thing. I say at least one per house per family, because you're going to want to see the results. You're going to want to know that your product's working. People that are already taking an omega-3, I really, really encourage them. And I've even followed the advice of Jeff and Donna as far as we just kind of have one going through where it's, all right, I'm going to give you a test. She was taking an omega-3 already, Nordic Naturals, so it's one of the better ones, you know, that we come across. And I wanted to see, kind of interesting thing, her ratio was not was like 6.5 to 1 or something like that, so it wasn't really bad. But when it came to the amount of omega-3 in her cells, it was really bad. So it wasn't getting into her cells. But anyway, so when she decided to get on the product, I said, okay, now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want the second test. So you buy a kit with the tests in it, and then you can give your first test, gift it to somebody else. So she thought about it for a little while, and I went and did, I'm still waiting the results for that test, but went and did a test on a young lady that was pregnant and taking an omega-3 product, and that's waiting for that. And it's going to be the same thing, you know, there's no obligation if she decides not to use the product. We all know she needs it. Then I can tell her the benefits of it. And then she can choose to gift a test to somebody else. And it just kind of continually lures somebody in with a free test.
I really like that. Bibi, are you doing the same kind of thing? Are you giving out free tests on things?
I do give some out sometimes if it's someone that I see would be, especially someone who would be good at recommending or a good partner, then I like to give test out. Or like my aunt, I want to get her tested and convince her. And I always lead with the test when I start talking about Enzino. I always say what makes us stand apart is that we do this before and after blood tests, to show you how well the products work. And you know, so and for people to get tested, to show them black and white, where are you, how is your body really doing on what you're eating so far. so that they can, so they know the before and then they see the after. And I emphasize it, I say it's black and white. How you doing? And most people also feel better. But the most important is to do the test to really see how your body is functioning.
Mhm.
And when it comes to kids, I especially emphasize that because, I mean, with my family, I had a 13-1, which is pretty European, right? My husband was 40-1. My two younger kids were 60-1, and my oldest was 100-1. And so we all know that kids test worse, and people really care about their kids, of course. Maybe more, more than anybody probably, right?
Mhm.
And so I always try to emphasize that as well if people have kids.
That's incredible.
And I agree. And the other good thing about really encouraging the test is that now you've got them taking the products for 4 months, at least the balanced product. You've got them taking that, and it gives them time to get results, because most people, the customers that I've lost in less than 4 months because they haven't noticed a difference yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's incredible. I really like that because, you're really thinking of them, but yet you're also building a business by this. Now, Laura, you're getting closer and closer to the 200 mark. And one of the
Director,
yeah. and I want everybody to understand this. One of the things that Ria Comras has done in her team is get a lot of people going on the director trip. And did you just see Laura's excitement? She knows how exciting it is. Laura, we're going on the director trip. Right? She's nodding.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so for everybody there, one of the things that they're doing in Hungary is getting people, I mean, if you can get 100 customers, you can get 200. And seriously, once I had a gal in my Danish team, it took her a while to get up to her 100 customers, but then she talked to her 100 customers and helped them get things for free. She made the decision, since she couldn't qualify with the points, she said, okay, I'm going to go from 100 to 200. And she did in 23 days by talking to her customers, talking about getting it for free. Who can we talk to? How about if we do a little party or something? And they did little things or did an online thing. And she got the next 100 in 23 days. But, and it is, if you get 200 customers, you have that 2 months out of the year, you get to go on the director trip. It's a 5-star hotel, all-inclusive trip. You get trained from the top. It's incredible. Laura, you're going, right?
Absolutely. I keep waiting for the bonus points to come out for March so that I can see where I'm at, because I'm at like 73 or 75 points and my husband has 53.
This is crazy, which means that everybody here can go on the director trip. And I'm seriously, you ask anybody who's been on a director trip, you want to be on them. So, and think about this. If you can do that, and we learn from this, you get new people in your team. We start doing partner meetings, and you get a new partner in, you get some 5 people in that go up to the 200 customers. That's 1,000 people in your team already. I mean, plus what you have. So you've got a really good income just by going to do top team 200s. And you get to go on the trip together. I mean, seriously, $2,000 a month, going on the trip, and is it hard, you guys? Would you say it's hard?
No, I mean, it's just, you just got to be intentional, and look for people. And I think it's a lot about building relationships and really connecting.
Okay,
And
Laura,
then, I mean, if you, as a friend, if you want the best for them,
Mhm.
did I break out?
No, you're doing.
You know, if you had, okay. So yeah, no, I mean, I love doing it. And every time someone becomes a customer, I said, I'm so excited for you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, especially if they have issues. And I thank them, you know, and I'm really excited, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I am.
Laura,
So,
you're nodding at everything Bibi's saying. You're like, yep.
It is. And like I said, I think it's once in your heart, it's about them, it's about the customer, and you quit thinking about that's a customer, that's a customer, that's a customer. And people can feel that. And I think the hardest thing is getting in the door. So to actually face to face, you know, to be face to face with a person, you know, you have a much better odds, I think, of being able to get the information to them instead of trying to set up a meeting, honestly.
Mhm. Okay, so I have a question for you because Trisha's written one here in the comments and saying, okay, Laura, you've gotten about 100 customers in the past 6 months. So first of all, yay, in the past 6 months. So she's asking, what exactly are you saying to get in the door or to get on that Zoom? What are you saying?
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not the people that I try to actually set up a meeting with, you know, like, hey, I want to talk to you. They're a lot harder to get a meeting with. But when you're face to face with somebody and you're finding their need and talking with them that way, or you know that they are, you know, you've had that referral,
Mhm.
you know, it's a lot easier because honestly, once you are in the door, we have a lot better results once we have got the meeting than ever getting the meeting booked. I
Okay,
do
no, I
anyway.
like
I
that.
don't know.
And I think it's because yours, you know, when we got started over here, we worked really hard at, you know, finding, talking to people and then booking a meeting so that you could give a presentation. But one of the things art has changed for us that I think is really interesting is when you're talking to people, you know, it really is what it also says. It's not that it's different than what it is in in our Express Start. Make a friend. Bibi's talking about connection. Laura says, you know, find out what it is that they, you know, be interested in them, genuinely interested in them, finding a need. What is it that their need is? And then the excitement, it is like that urgency that, you know, we've just talked about. You're excited about it, you know, Bibi's excited for them. So it's make a friend, find the need, transfer the feeling are the three things that you do. And just talking to them in the moment, talking to them, answering a question. It's the same thing that if you met them in the grocery store and somebody was saying, yeah, I was just looking for something. Well, I actually, the one that I like is just over here. You know, so you're finding that need, giving them the answer of what you would recommend, and this is what we're recommending. Is that kind of how you're talking about, Laura?
I would say that if I wanted to hook up with Donna and tell her about my products, and I knew that she went to the grocery store on Wednesdays, I'd probably stock the grocery store parking lot until she was there, because it would be much better to be able to talk to her if I was face to face than trying to set up a meeting to go have coffee. Except Donna loves me, so she'd have coffee with me. She's muted. She can't argue.
Okay, now I'm going to speak up here. In listening to both of these ladies, I know you can just tell why. I mean, every one of us on this call right now would purchase something from both of them. Just the way they're talking about it. They're talking from their hearts. I'm excited. I would be both of their customers. You know, it speaks so true, just how they're speaking, how passionate they are, and it's all from the heart. So I'm a customer.
And Donna, I think one of the things that I really feel is it's not salesy. It's not this, let me give a presentation. It's just being somebody who cares about people. Don't you feel that?
Yeah, I think we get so stuck up here, and this little neon sign goes off saying, I'm selling Zinzino and I need to set up a meeting, instead of speaking more from that heart, like they said. I mean, wow, you could really learn a lot from these two, and just being themselves, just like Art says, be yourself, don't change, be yourself. So if you really honestly love the product and you're really honestly are passionate about the product, I think it all comes through just like it does with these ladies.
Well, I think it's time for everybody to think about, working at getting their 100 customers to start with. And then let's get everybody on those director trips. How fun would it be that we had everybody in the team starting to hit those director trips? Because I remember Rhea told me, like, their second year that she was in the business there, they had 36 people that they had on their director trip from Hungary. 36. And most of them made it by hitting their 200 customers. And I think when you hear from them, it's exactly this, you're not being salesy, you're not being hyped, you're not saying we have these amazing products and I've got something, for that, you got to have this. No, they're just saying, here, just down to earth, right? I think that's what it is.
At the end of talking with somebody earlier today, honestly, I told her, because she had some health issues or whatever. And I said, I don't know how it will help you in particular. Everybody's different. Time frames are different. I said, but I do know that this is absolutely the best thing you can do for your health.
And just saying like that is just down to earth from the heart, saying this is what I know. Not salesy, not pushy, not nothing. Okay. I love that.
Yeah. I say something similar. I say you can't have optimal health unless you have the right nutrients. So yeah,
I love that. You guys are
and it's amazing.
Bibi?
And it's amazing that we have these products. And a lot of times I say, I almost feel like I'm cheating because I'm just taking these supplements and look what it's doing for my body,
I love that.
Well, can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Of both of the ladies? So when you're getting these customers, and so how often do you touch base with them? Because I think it's really important to touch base and see how they're doing on the product, because that way you'll keep a customer and keep that excitement going. But how often, Laura and Bibi, how often are you touching base once they've been on the product or once they sign up and their test is in?
That's something I need to get better at, is staying in touch. I always explain the test to them. So once they've gotten the results back, I explain that. And I have heard maybe it was Laura talking about contacting them regularly. And I think that's something that is important.
And
so thanks for reminding me, Donna.
And maybe that's one reason Laura has such a high number of customers. So Laura, explain what you do.
2 to 4 weeks. Every 2 to 4 weeks. I just touch base, and I think that's part of it with getting customers too. It's like, I'm here. I don't want to just sell you something, get your money and run, get you on this auto subscribe and run. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be checking in with you. I'm going to be seeing how things are going. And I honestly had a customer a couple months ago that has the health premium protocol kit and wanted to drop the vitamins. She's had some other multivitamin that she didn't want to, and I said two things, it's like when you're in contact with them, I could tell her, I said, that's fine. You can't drop it until after you get your second blood test, because then you won't get your free blood test. We can't change that. But it's really good for building bone density and, rebuilding bone cartilage too. And she's like, oh, well, bone density is my issue, so I should probably keep that. Yes, you could. But if you weren't in contact with her, it would have just been dropped.
I love that. Wow. Okay. Well, look, we started doing these meetings because we thought it would be great to be training the team on things that were really pertinent. And this call was great. So if you are on this and you would like the recording of it, make sure you contact your upline Diamond and we'll get that to you. Otherwise, we're going to do this training. Make sure everybody in your team is on these calls every week. We're going to do our team calls at 8:15 Central Time. And yeah, and we should be, it's 3 minutes to Art's corporate call. And again, we want to stick in and stay in the fire and be there in, you know, and be warm around that fire together. So the team huddle call is coming from Art. He does some training and he gives us some information of what's up and what's going on right here and now. So that corporate call.
Can I?
Oh, go ahead, Laura.
Christina has a question about how much is getting into the cells, and correct me if I'm wrong and misinforming people, but is that your omega-6 or omega-3 index? Is the percentage?
That could be, yeah.
So on the test, Christina, that's the omega-3 index is saying how much of that omega-3 is actually in your cells. So that's where you would find that information. It is part of the test.
Awesome. Okay. And I think maybe one of the things we'll do is do a topic about how to read the test. Maybe we'll do that one of these times because that's actually some really good questions, Christina. Yeah. Okay. So everybody get off and call into the corporate call. You find it every week at the end of the newsletter. The number is 347-817-2220. And you use a code for that 096-1296. I always have it in my phone like this. So it has the number with a little note on it, like Art Corp, because that way when I'm calling, it tells me right away what that code is, so I don't have to always look it up. So let's all get onto Art's call and say whoop whoop, because we're excited about things going on. So thanks for our team meeting this week. Let's see you again next week, and maybe other people will have their, you know, team fun thing ready to go. Anybody? Okay, I see Donna's got some. Okay, let's see. Hang on, I gotta put it on gallery. Donna's got hers. Okay, Marina's got hers. Okay, that's our that's the goal. Oh, I see Mike's got his. Okay, so next week. See you next week, everybody. Mwah. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Arlo. We'll see you soon. Bye, guys.
All right.
Corporate huddle call. Bye, guys.